Dear child, this is a spiritual reflection, not a prediction. Take what resonates and gently leave what doesn't. I feel the angels asking you to slow your breathing right now, just for a moment, because your spirit has been carrying a quiet weight that your mind hasn't fully named. I don't believe you arrived here by accident. I feel very clearly that you were guided here, drawn into this pause, because something within you already knows that a shift is happening. The angels are close, not loud, not dramatic, but steady and attentive, as if they're saying, "Listen with your heart, not your fear." Dear child, I want you to understand something before anything else. The restlessness you've been feeling lately is not random. The nights where your thoughts wouldn't slow down, the moments where your chest felt heavy for no clear reason, the intuition that kept tapping you gently and saying, "Something is coming," were not illusions. I feel the angels confirming that your spirit sensed movement before your eyes could ever catch up. You weren't anxious. You were aware. You weren't unsettled. You were responding to energy that had already begun to shift around you. I feel this very strongly. Something has already started unfolding quietly, invisibly, in the spiritual realm. Not rushed, not chaotic, but intentional. It's the kind of movement that doesn't announce itself with noise, but with a deep internal knowing. And the reason it feels so intense is because this isn't a small moment passing through your life. This is the kind of moment that becomes a dividing line, before and after. The kind of moment that rearranges how you see your past, your waiting, and your worth. Dear child, the angels are showing me someone who has been carrying you in their heart far longer than they ever admitted. Someone who watched you from a distance, not always physically, but emotionally and spiritually. They saw your strength when you thought no one noticed. They saw how you kept showing up, even when it hurt. They saw how you loved without guarantees, forgave without applause, and stayed soft in seasons that tried to harden you. And every time they witnessed this, something inside them shifted, slowly at first, then painfully. They didn't resist because they didn't care. They resisted because what they felt scared them. They questioned themselves. They overthought every possibility. They told themselves it wasn't the right time, that circumstances were wrong, that they'd missed their chance. They tried to bury what they felt under logic and distraction. But the angels show me that the more they tried to suppress it, the louder it became. Your presence became something they couldn't erase, no matter how much they tried to move forward. Dear child, I feel the angels emphasizing this clearly. Today marks a change in their inner world. Not tomorrow, not someday. Today, something inside them reached a breaking point, not in weakness, but in honesty. They realized that staying silent was costing them more than the risk of speaking. They realized that waiting any longer could mean losing you permanently, and that realization shook them awake. I sense a very deliberate action being taken, not impulsive, not emotional in a shallow way, something practical, something grounded, a booking, a plan, a message, a step that exists in time and space. This action carries intention, it carries weight, it carries your energy woven into it. And the angels want you to know this isn't a casual move. This is the result of months of internal conflict, sleepless nights, unspoken conversations, and regrets that kept resurfacing no matter how hard they tried to silence them. Dear child, I can feel the intensity of this decision even now. They are nervous. They are replaying words in their head. They are imagining outcomes. They are afraid, but not of you. They're afraid of losing the chance to finally be honest. They've reached a place where hiding feels heavier than truth. And when a soul reaches that place, the universe responds swiftly. The angels are showing me that this action is tied to a truth they've been carrying quietly, a truth that explains the distance, a truth that explains the hesitation, a truth that, once spoken, will suddenly make so many things make sense. This isn't about shocking you. This is about freeing both of you from confusion. This is about clarity finally replacing uncertainty. Dear child, I know you've questioned yourself in the waiting. I know you've wondered why things didn't work out with others, why doors closed just as you thought they might open, why disappointment seemed to revisit you again and again. I feel the angels responding to that pain gently. None of it was meaningless. None of it was wasted. The waiting wasn't punishment. It was preparation. The silence wasn't rejection. It was protection. You were being preserved for something that could actually meet you where you are, not where you used to be. There is a reason nothing else fully fit. There is a reason you couldn't settle, even when you tried. There is a reason your heart refused to quiet down about this connection. No matter how much time passed, the angels say your spirit knew that something unfinished still lived in the air, waiting for the right moment to be addressed. Dear child, when this surprise reaches you, it will feel different from anything before it. Not overwhelming in a chaotic way, but heavy with meaning. Your heart may race. You may feel a mix of disbelief and recognition. Your mind may want to protect you by questioning everything, but your spirit will know. It will recognize the truth in the energy behind it, because this moment carries alignment, not confusion. I feel the angels urging you to stay grounded as this unfolds, not guarded, not closed, grounded. You don't need to chase clarity. It's coming toward you. You don't need to force answers. They're already on their way. This isn't about you proving your worth. You already did that by surviving, by loving, by staying true when it would have been easier to walk away. Dear child, this is a turning point, not because someone is finally acting, but because truth is finally being honored. And when truth enters a space that's been quiet for too long, it changes everything. So breathe, stay present, let your heart remain open but steady, and remember this above all else: you were never forgotten in the waiting. The angels have been walking with you the entire time. And what's moving toward you now isn't meant to disturb your peace. It's meant to deepen it. If your intuition feels loud right now, if your chest feels warm, if something inside you feels alert yet calm, take that as a gentle confirmation. Your spirit recognizes the movement before your eyes ever could. They have been receiving signs too, just like you. But theirs arrived louder, heavier, almost unavoidable, because they resisted the truth the longest. The more they tried to deny it, the more intense the reminders became. Every time they told themselves they were done, something unseen pulled them back, not forcefully, not dramatically, but persistently. Every attempt to walk away from you was followed by your name appearing in strange places, your memory surfacing without permission, your energy lingering in moments where you weren't present. They tried to explain it away. Coincidence, habit, imagination. But their heart knew better, and the angels watched quietly as the resistance grew thinner. They distracted themselves with work, with people, with noise, with motion. They stayed busy so they wouldn't have to feel, but nothing drowned out the ache that lived inside them. Late at night, when everything went quiet, that ache returned. It asked questions they didn't want to answer. It showed them images of you they hadn't invited. It reminded them of conversations they never finished and emotions they never allowed themselves to speak. And then, recently, something happened that stopped them completely. A moment so honest, so sharp, that it cracked their heart open. Not gently, open. They realized they were standing at the edge of losing the one person their soul had been tied to from the beginning. Not just someone they liked, not just someone familiar, but the one presence that had changed them without trying. And that realization didn't feel romantic. It felt terrifying. It felt final. It felt like the kind of regret you don't recover from. That fear burned through every excuse they had left. It stripped away pride. It silenced ego. It exposed the truth they'd been avoiding. And that fear of loss, fear of silence becoming permanent, is why they took this step. That is why something has been booked with your name written on it. Not just practically, but spiritually. This booking carries intention. It carries desire that has been restrained for too long. It carries truth that has been pressing against their chest, looking for release. It carries the weight of everything they wish they had said sooner, everything they delayed, everything they assumed time would fix. They are no longer preparing this out of excitement alone. They are preparing it because they cannot survive the regret of losing you. Doing nothing finally became more painful than exposing their vulnerability. Listen now, dear child, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. Behind this booking lives a confession that has been trying to escape their heart for months. They swallowed their truth. They silenced their emotions. They acted strong. They acted distant. They acted unbothered. But none of that was real. Their silence was fear. Their distance was confusion. Their coldness was self-protection. They weren't empty. They were overwhelmed. And the universe, with angelic precision, has been guiding them toward a moment they can no longer avoid. They still want you. They still choose you. They still feel you. This step they're taking is their attempt to break the cycle they trapped themselves in. They know now what they refused to admit before. They know you gave more than they acknowledged. They know you stayed longer than most people would have. They know you carried wounds they caused and waited through silence they created. They know you held space when they withdrew, loved when they hesitated, and hoped when they delayed. That awareness has been burning inside them day after day, night after night, until the weight became unbearable. Not guilt meant to punish, but guilt meant to awaken. Their heart is trembling now, caught between fear and determination. They are stepping into a moment that will expose them emotionally. They are preparing to say words they never trusted themselves to speak. They are preparing to reveal thoughts they once buried for survival. This is not a casual gesture. It is a mirror reflecting the truth they hid not only from you, but from themselves. And the angels stand near this moment, because truth, once faced, reshapes everything. They imagine the moment you receive it, the shock, the stillness, the pause where your heart skips before it beats again. They imagine the silence after, the way the air will feel heavier and clearer at the same time. They imagine the shift in energy when what has lived unspoken finally finds a voice. They want this moment to be undeniable. They want it to be unshakable. They want it to break the walls between you, to end the confusion, to end the silence, to end the distance. This booking is not small. It is the largest emotional leap of their life. And once it reaches you, the story cannot return to what it was. Hear this too, dear child. The universe has been preparing you for this far longer than you realize. Every delay, every emotional pause, every confusing silence, every painful ending, none of it was punishment. It was positioning. You were not stuck. You were being aligned. You were not abandoned. You were being prepared. You were not forgotten. You were being strengthened. Even when you felt overlooked, the angels were still arranging things you couldn't yet see. Because what is coming toward you is not only about another person's courage, it is about your destiny shifting into its rightful place. It marks the end of uncertainty, the end of guessing, the end of carrying emotional weight alone. Love is stepping out of hiding. Truth is stepping out of fear. Action is replacing silence. And they are finally listening to their heart instead of their ego, choosing honesty over pride, movement over delay. Their soul has been restless without you, not because they crave attention, but because your spirit is the one their spirit recognizes. They feel it when they are alone. They feel it when they are busy. They feel it when they least expect it. And the angels have been confirming this to them in quiet ways. A song, a memory, a sudden heaviness in the chest, a dream that feels too real to dismiss. These signs are no longer ignored. They are understood. This moment is meant to shatter an old cycle. It is meant to open a door that has been locked for too long. It is meant to bring clarity, confession, and closure in one breath. Not closure to the connection, but closure to the confusion. You are stepping into a season where answers come to you instead of you chasing them, where truth finds you instead of you begging for it, where love shows up instead of hiding behind hesitation. Prepare your heart now, not with anxiety, but with softness. Prepare your energy, not with expectation, but with openness. Prepare your spirit, not by forcing outcomes, but by trusting alignment. What has been set in motion is already moving, and when it arrives, it will feel less like surprise and more like recognition, like something finally settling into place. Hold steady, dear child. You are not imagining the shift. You are not reaching for something unreal. The angels whisper gently now. Remain present, remain grounded, remain open. Something meaningful is unfolding, and you are ready to receive it.